Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Soto again, back with another one. Yo, so I'm sitting here trying to kill time at work because I don't want to freaking start a whole new project at work. So I'm trying to kill time, and then bam, pops up on my phone. Let's let's just show you. In Rappaport reported, um, the Saints have invited Derek Carr for a visit, and the Raiders have granted permission for that to happen. The plan is for a visit tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Carr has a no trade clause and is doing due diligence, and no trade is imminent. So, what does this mean? Well, uh, this is kind of the time frame that I said a week before. Then the Raiders will start allowing Carr to visit um, teams. I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know when RJ and other people are going to start listening to what I say. This is something that can happen very quickly. And honestly, I don't see too much of an issue right now. Um, this stuff can all happen right away. So what's going on here is what I said was going to happen. The Raiders are going to talk to teams, right? And they're going to discuss compensation, and they're going to tell them, "Look, man, don't do us dirty. Like, we're all in the same gang, right? We're all in the same NFL gang. You don't want to freaking do us dirty like this. So if we give you permission to talk to Carr, we just need to have your assurance. It's nothing's binding, but you need to have your assurance that you won't talk about him. Excuse me. You won't talk about Carr just saying no to everything and what you're going to give him in the future. Talk about the situation, talk about all that stuff, but don't do us dirty." So this is the first domino to fall. I can see there being at least one or two more, at least two more um, visits granted for Carr. Again, this is going to happen quick, man. We're down to the wire. And that's usually when things get done. Think of like when you were in school, right? And I'm not talking about like the 5% eggheads out there. I'm talking about like the most of us, when we have something that we have to get done, like a project or something, and it's like, okay, most of us or a small percentage of us will be like, all right, I have a week left, let me get on it. Most of us are like, shit, this is due tomorrow, I got to get it done, right? So this is what happens a lot. It's a game of chicken. Hopefully we get something out of this. Now, the Saints did get a first round pick for the coach who was still under contract, Sean Payton, from the Broncos, who got that pick from the Dolphins. I don't even know where the Dolphins got that pick from, but it's not their pick because they forfeited their pick, but they got that pick from somewhere else. For trading Bradley Chubb to Miami, and so Denver got that pick. So I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I'm going to have a special guest on for the show for Thursday. We'll definitely talk about this, but for right now, it's definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. I don't foresee this being like the only visit he takes, he being Derek Carr. I really don't, unless Dennis Allen says, "Look, here's I think his name's Carmichael, the offensive coordinator," and they click, and Derek's like, "You know what, Dennis, you're the one that believed in me out of college. You're the one that gave me my first shot. You're the one that threw me into start day one when you had Matt Schaub out there. Uh, you know, I want to play for you again. Okay, cool. Let's make this happen." It could just be as simple as that. It's a situation where Carr knows that he's wanted. There's a need there. The team isn't bad. And it could be a situation where, yeah, we can make this work out. Um, Carr has not explicitly said that he's willing to renegotiate his deal. But I mean, he could do that if he goes to a situation like New Orleans where they do have a good offensive line, they do have offensive weapons, they do have a good defense. And right now, technically, they wouldn't be able to afford his contract the way it's set up currently. Would he be able to redo his contract to have him more guaranteed money over a longer period of time? Sure, I think he would do that. I think he would trade the, getting less guaranteed money per year if it means him getting more guaranteed money overall for a longer period and be able to keep a good situation around him, like defensively and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on right now, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Boogie, at least a second rounder. I mean, I would think so. The thing is look, you had a lot of quarterbacks get traded recently. So you had, let's see, Stafford get traded for a couple of first rounders and a quarterback. You get Russell Wilson traded for, I think, 3 first rounders or 2 first rounders and a bunch of other stuff, players, a bunch of other stuff. You get Deshaun Watson traded for 3 first rounders. Yeah. So the precedent is there, but the problem is because of the way the contract is set up, the Raiders don't have a lot of leverage, and I think they had to trade that leverage for the leverage to get rid of Carr, like easy money. Honestly, I don't know that I would have necessarily done that, but it happened, and that's the way it is. Looming in the distance is, Aaron Rodgers and what's going to happen with all that. We're not going to get an answer for a while. I think he said he's going to go on a 4-day, darkness expedition or whatever. I don't give a shit what he does. Fine. Okay, Turbo Duran, what the hell, bro? What is your deal? Are you a Raider fan or are you a Carr fan, bro? I am very, very like in tune with this. Like, I don't understand why people are like, oh, I'd laugh if the Raiders have to cut Derek Carr. Like, why? Why would you not want something as a Raider fan? Why would you not want something good to happen for the team? Like, why would you be laughing at something bad happening for the team? But yeah, man, that just really bugs me. Just get out of here, bro. If you're not a Raider fan, get out of here. If all you are is a fan of Derek Carr and he's not on the team anymore, go away. If you're a Raider fan, let me hear it, because I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm not gonna deal with this. Let's see. You think DC will end up with the Saints? I think that's a very big possibility. I think that without that first round pick that they had, I think they would have been a little bit more hesitant. I think they would have been a little bit more hesitant to trade draft capital for a quarterback if they didn't have a first round pick. I think the fact that they do have a first round pick now gives them the ability to trade. So, some maybe like picks, second day picks, right? For Derek Carr. I don't think the contract is going to be a problem. I think if Carr decides to go somewhere, I think that he's going to be willing to negotiate his deal because he wants to be there for a long period of time. Security is a big thing for Derek Carr. He's very sensitive. He seems to be maybe a touch insecure, and I'm not bashing the guy. I'm just saying that from what I see and from what I've heard from different people, that he may be a little bit on the insecure, sensitive side. Okay. But I think when David Carr and his dumbass goes on TV and says he wants the right situation, I think he, being Derek Carr, wants to be wanted. That's why I feel either the Saints or the Panthers are a good fit, because Frank Reich already in the past had offered to give up 2 first-round picks for Derek Carr when he was with the Colts. And now you have a coach, Dennis Allen, who drafted Derek Carr out of college, only coached him for 10 or so games before he was fired, or whatever. I forgot how many, 8 or so. But the deal is now, wherever he goes, he knows that he's going to be wanted there. And I think that team is going to make the financial commitment to give Derek Carr the money, spread it out to kind of give him some salary cap flexibility, but also give Derek Carr those guaranteed years. That's really what I think he's looking for. This is the first year. I mean, Derek Carr has lost before a lot. Okay. He's lost a lot before. New coaches, new schemes, that he's never imploded until he felt like his job was not safe, until he felt like he was not protected, until he felt like he was under the microscope. That's when he fell apart. That's what I think he's looking for. He's looking for that security of, okay, you're our guy. Here's the financial commitment made to you. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah. I mean, look, ultimately, it's not up to Derek Carr who he talks to. It's up to the Raiders. I mean, legally, of course. Uh, the issue that we're getting at here is who the Raiders are dealing with. Ultimately, it's a gentleman's agreement, right? Like, Ziegler's been talking to the Saints, and he's just like, look, man, the compensation you're talking about is what we're looking for. Let's talk with let you guys handle what you guys need to handle. If Derek Carr thinks it's okay, then we'll go forward. I don't think Derek Carr's contract is an issue whatsoever, because anyone who trades for Derek Carr is going to want to keep him. They're going to want to lock him up. They're going to want to lessen the salary cap burden, so they're going to spread that out through longer years. So what do? There's always a trade-off, right? If you're saying, okay, Derek, we want to give you this guaranteed money, but we don't want to give it to you all up front that you're owed this next season. Let's do it this way. Let's give you more, but over a longer period of time. That way it'll ease the burden per year. So that's going to be the vote of confidence that Derek Carr is looking for. But what we're doing is making sure that, I mean, as much as we can, because ultimately they can do whatever the hell they want. But what we're looking for here is a team that's not going to screw us over and be like, all right, cool, haha, I got you in the building, DC. Let's go ahead and screw these Raiders, right? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but unfortunately, we don't have control over that. We have very little control right now. Right now, the only control that we have is right now who we allow Derek Carr and his team to speak with, to meet with, and eventually what we end up doing with Derek Carr's contract. Do we cut him? Do we trade him? Or do we attempt to trade him? What do we do? Let's see here. Oh, the Kardashians coming out? Bro, why do you I don't get it. If you don't care about Derek Carr, then why do you hope he goes to a good team? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to address this every single time. Be a Raider fan, bro. Who cares? Look, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to say this one last time. Hopefully, it's the last time I have to say it. Once a Raider, always a Raider only applies when the person stops playing football. Okay? When Marcus Allen went to the fucking Chiefs, I would hope nobody would cheer for Marcus Allen. Right? He doesn't play for the Raiders anymore. He plays for the Chiefs. Same thing here. Once DC goes on to another team, stop rooting for him until he retires. Then you can look back fondly on his career, and then you can take it from there, right? You clap when he's gained a couple pounds and he's got a freaking full beard and he's got a little gray in his hair, and he comes back and he waves to the crowd. Then you can cheer for him. But for right now, you're not a Raider fan if you cheer for somebody who's not on the Raiders. That's how we do it. Ah, Turbo is a troll. I blocked him from my channel. All right. So look, we got a lot of we got a lot of opinions on here, man. And ultimately, I want to hear what you guys think. Let's see here. I see everyone's fighting with each other, which is good. Does this happen on anyone else's lives? Like when RJ goes live, do you guys freaking like fight with each other too? Because like it seems like whenever I hop on, you guys are very combative. Let's see here. Let's see. Dave has to follow DC's willing to go to list only. That is not necessarily true. Just like there are teams that end up hiring coaches, like the most infamous story, like the most like well-known story is the Mike Tomlin with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had no intention on hiring Mike Tomlin. Okay. He shows up, they interview him, they're like, God damn, this guy's got it going on. Let's freaking hire this guy. Same thing with Derek Carr. If you got a place that maybe he's not really keen on going to, might as well and you get the deal that you want and you're cool with him going, okay, allow him to talk to these people. Now, does Derek Carr have to go? No, but we don't only have to go to the people to the we don't only have to talk to the teams that Derek Carr wants to go to because you never know. Let's say Derek Carr has no intentions on going to Indianapolis. Let's say he doesn't want to go there at all. But Jim Irsay puts the crack pipe down long enough to be able to roll out the red carpet. He doesn't take a huge shit in the freaking bathroom like he did at freaking at McDaniel's house when he was courting him to be the coach of the freaking Colts. And he just kind of sells Derek Carr on it. You know what? I want to go play for the Colts, right? You never know, man. At this point, if you're the Raiders, you don't have to just talk to the teams that Derek Carr said he wants to go to. You can talk to anybody you want, and you can then present that. Like, hey, Derek, like this whole meeting was not set up by the Raiders. The Raiders said, okay, Saints, what's going on here? What are you going to give us for DC? Woody woo, all this cool stuff. All right, you're not going to fuck us over, right? Are you sure? I can trust you. All right, cool. You're not going to fuck us over. Sweet. Then they say to DC and his people, yo, the Saints are cool. Go ahead and talk to them if you want. Then DC and the Saints, they handle that themselves. That has nothing to do with the Raiders. Once the Raiders give them permission, it's like take it and go, right? That's it. We have nothing to do with the rest of it. Okay. So we can give Derek Carr permission to talk to a team, and let's say DC doesn't want to travel there. They say, you know what? I don't want to travel there. It's a lot of travel for me. I got church on Sunday or whatever. I'm just gonna, sit at home. Then they might come to him. Who knows? I don't know. But after this whole, after the team's been vetted, for lack of a better word, by the Raiders, then it's up to DC's camp and the team to make that happen. Let's see what we got going on here. Bro, Turbo Duran, I'm gonna freaking block your ass right now if you don't chill. Start talking about Raiders or get the hell out of here. Turbo, if you're a real Raider fan, bro, that's chill. But I don't need you doing this shit in my fucking in my broadcast, freaking riling up all my peeps. All right, Antonio Perez is actually something interesting you guys said. Okay, maybe there's a trade between Saints, Packers, and Raiders. Look, man, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible, right? But it's very difficult to have a three-team trade in the NFL because the money has to line up, and there's so many. It's the contracts in the NFL because of the non-guaranteed money, guaranteed money, like the timing of it for salary cap reasons, because you can't trade for somebody that you can't afford at the time. It's all really strange, bro. It's all really weird, and that's why you don't see a lot of three-team trades happen in the NFL. Um, but yeah, it's possible because anything is possible, but I don't see that being an issue right now. I don't see that. I think that Honestly, if I was Ziegler and the Raiders, I would keep these two transactions completely separate. Get the best deal you can for Derek Carr. Once you're done with that, then see what you can do about Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Look for the video on Thursday. I'm going to have a special guest. RJ can't make it. Rory can't make it. I was going to, host it by myself, but we're going to have a very special guest co-hosting with me tomorrow. Look for that video coming out Thursday. Jack Kenna, Soto, catch me up. Okay. Ian Rappaport reported that the Raiders have given permission to Derek Carr and his team to meet with the Saints, and they set up a meeting for the next day. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's it, man. That's what's happening right now. We're talking about what's going on. Dude, fucking this. Who? What's the name of that guy? Someone catch me up. What's the name of that freaking Kansas City Chief guy that freaking crashed in his car and burned himself up? What's his name? That's gonna be my freaking spell. I'm gonna dig him up and I'm gonna freaking put his charred body next to me. Hefe KC. Don't all content creators go live, make a video when there's news? I mean, sure. I don't go live all the time, but I like to come live and see what you guys are doing. Now I'm gonna look because freaking who's the name of that guy? Oh, it's gonna be Derek Thomas. That's what I was thinking of, Hefe. Derek Thomas. I'm gonna get him to come be my co-host since you're such a freaking smartass. All right, guys, what do you got for me? That's all. That's the news going on for today. I don't want to talk about too much, just because I'm gonna have a show tomorrow. It's gonna be a nice long show. I'm gonna do a lot of content with this guy because he's a guy that I really respect here going on his Raiders news. Let's see what we got going here. Jack Kenna, Soto, question. I know you didn't like Carr. What would you do as a GM now? Well, I would do exactly what I mean, look, there's nothing personal against Carr. I don't think that we could win with him consistently because I think he's extremely inconsistent as a player. Um, that's my feeling. I know RG likes to put that narrative out there that, oh, I hate Derek Carr. Personally, I have no problem with him. If he was my neighbor, I'd have probably a good relationship with the guy. So you can game plan around, let's say, a talent deficiency. Look what the Niners did with Brock Purdy. They game planned around obvious talent deficiency. There's a reason why he was Mr. Irrelevant, because talent wise, he just wasn't up there with other players that were drafted. It's just he got into a really good situation. He showed some ability, and the team highlights. So you can game plan around that. You can't game plan around inconsistency. Okay, because you don't never know what you're going to get. You're expecting a certain level of play, and for no apparent reason, you get something way less. Okay, so what would I do right now? I would do exactly what Ziegler's doing. I would vet these teams. What are you going to give us? Kind of talk to them back and forth. Make sure as much as you can that these teams aren't going to turn around and fuck you once Carr gets into their camp and Carr gets into the building. They're not going to be like, all right, don't sign anything, don't agree to anything. We're going to give you this much when you get released. So once you're comfortable with that the teams aren't going to do that, which they can do anyway. Who we're kidding, right? So what can we do? Is just what we're doing right now. We get the teams that are willing to give us what we're looking for compensation wise for Carr, And then we present those teams to Derek Carr and say, okay, Derek, now it's up to you whether you want to meet with this team or not. Because Derek Carr doesn't have to meet with these teams. Now, if I was him, I would meet with everybody, but he doesn't have to. Okay. So right now, I think it's a good thing that we're doing. I think that the Saints were, a team that was on Derek Carr's list anyway. I think the Saints, the Jets, probably the Panthers, maybe Tampa Bay. I don't know. Hell, maybe the Colts. Who knows? But yeah, those are the ones I think. Raider Ben, facts. Derek Carr killer he's a roller coaster ride. One game he's up, one game he's down. Can't have that make you 40 plus mil. Yeah, we talked about that already. All right, guys. All right. So that's it for me right now. Stay tuned for more content. If anything crazy happens, I'm going to hop on and talk to you guys and give you guys some content and an avenue to talk about what's going on here, guys. All right, man. Until next time, everybody. Peace.